Okay, so we are going to work on some equation writing, just the equation writing first for the following three graphs for question 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we're going to practice using the tips that we talked about in the previous video, and then we're going to enjoy our time in writing these equations. Okay, so again, the first thing to look for is the shape, whether it's upside up, right side up or upside down. Second is to observe the slope, whether it's skinnier than usual or flatter than usual. And the third one is to observe the shift, okay, left and right, up and down. So right here we will say, hey, that is a right side up V. So that means the A value it's positive. That is wonderful. So we don't have to worry about it. So let's go ahead and write down the equal sign right here. But as you can observe, the slope it's not 1. It's flatter than a regular absolute value function. So we'll go ahead and observe the slope right here, and we say, hey, let's go ahead and look at the line right here. It has a slope of 1/3. It has a rise of 1 and then a run of 3. So we say, oh, hey, the slope right here, it's 1/3. So that's how we know the A value is going to be 1/3. Okay. And then we will go ahead and draw the absolute value symbol. And next thing we do is to make sure we have the C and D value. Okay, so we look at whether it moves left, right, up, or down. So we can see here that it moves to the left by 2 units. So we will say X minus -2, which if you go ahead and take away the parentheses, that would become X plus 2. Okay, so moving 2 units to the left would lead you to the X plus 2 in between the absolute value function. And then it moves up by 2 units. So that means we will have a plus 2 outside of the absolute value function. So what you can see here is that by observing the shape of the absolute value graph right here in front of you, you can obtain the equation very, very easily. Okay, so that's how we get the equation. Okay, now let's just practice one more right here on the next one for number 2. We can easily see that this is an upside down absolute value function. So we'll go ahead and put a negative right there. Okay, so and then we look at the slope. Well, the slope it's 1 because you can see the line is crossing the squares diagonally nicely. So the A value would simply be a -1. We don't have to write the 1. We don't need to write the 1. We're just going to go ahead and put the negative outside the absolute value symbol, and that would be good. That would be great. And then now we start to observe how it moves to the left, right, up, and down. Well, based on the curve, based on the graph right here, you can clearly see that the graph has moved to the left for 6 units. So we say X minus -6. And if we take away the parentheses, that would lead us to X plus 6 inside the absolute value function. And it has gone up by 9 units. So we say, hey, let's just go ahead and do a plus 9 outside the absolute value function. Now, if you are fully proficient, you should be able to write these equations within 10 to 20 seconds. Okay, just have to be very clear about what you're looking for. And we just have 3 things to look for, and they're very obvious on the graph. So this is something that would make your life very, very easy, and you will get the question right extremely easily. Okay, so just make sure you know the placement of these numbers and signs, and you're good. You're good. All right, so now let's go to number 3. Now, if you could, please, you can pause the video if you have not done this yet. Pause the video and try to get the equation by yourself first, and then we can go over this together. Okay, so assuming that you have the equation written down on your paper, so we say, all right, what is the function right here? Well, it's a right side up function, so it would be a positive. And then we look at the slope right here. The slope is clearly a slope of 2, so we would have a 2 as our a value. And then we say, does it move left or right? We say, nope, it didn't move left or right. So it only moved down by 4 units. So we say, hey, let's do a -4 right here. So writing these equations are very, very fun, very, very easy, and we can go over these very, very easily. And in the next video, we will continue to go over question 1 through 3, and we will go ahead and answer the remaining questions. And many of these questions are very easy to answer because the answers are really, really just in front of you. Okay, really, really easy to tell. All right, so come back for the next video, and we will go through the remaining blanks of question 1 through 3.